Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Lovely to have you here as always. In this episode we are going to be working on part 3 of the barbecue. We've got the frame over there in the yonder, which we did in the other video, part 2. Now we've got this pair of hinges that I made a couple of years ago for the barbecue. Also this handle here is cube twist. Don't know if you remember the video that I made before. I'll plug it in the corner somewhere up here for you to watch if you would like, but in this video we are going to be trying to put those bits, those hinges and handle, onto the barbecue. Now this is the back side currently, so the hinges will go onto here and onto that section there. The handle on the other side will go on obviously to the top section in the middle there. The only problem is that I made it and it's too long, so we're going to have to do something about that, but never mind. So yes, thank you very much for coming along anyway, and hope you enjoy. I've just marked out here where the hinges are going to go, so they're nice and central in the sections. You're going to put them to the back against it, try and make it as central as possible. And the same thing here. There we are. That's the hard bit done. On the other side, when we get round to it, we'll add the marks for the handle after adjusting the handle because it's too long. It will be slightly interesting though to see how, because I was thinking of riveting these hinges in place. However, this top half here has a box section that goes around the very edge along here. This one goes down until about here or so, which obviously will allow for the rivets, but this one I'm not too sure about, but we will have to see. Right, so change of plan. Instead of riveting the hinges on, which was the original plan, it would have looked nicer, but I don't think it's actually feasible without cutting the support frame around the barrel, which I don't really want to do. However, what we're probably going to do instead is weld up these holes and then just weld them onto the barrel. Now the only problem with that is the arc welder is a bit of an animal and it burns through most things, especially sheet metal. So let's give it a go and hopefully it turns out alright. There we are. So now that is all done, here's a quick clip of me grinding the welds off, and then we shall start welding them onto the barbecue. Right, so all we're going to do now with those hinges welded onto the barbecue, just cleaned up the welds on the frame, so now we are just going to grab out the Hammerite Black and give it a paint up. Right, so with this barbecue, the next plan of action will be to attach the handle, which we're going into here. The hinges do work. A couple of things we need to address is obviously the handle. We need something to hold it so that it doesn't fall all the way back and fold itself up, and we also need something to stop it doing what it's currently doing, which is sitting there like this because of the weight of the lid, which I have a plan for the handle in the sitting position. However, I do not have a plan on how to keep the lid open, so we're going to have to go to the drawing board on that one. But we shall first adjust the handle, which is going over here. So we're going to nip the ends down, make sure it fits, and then the idea is to rivet this one on. We can actually rivet into the top piece now because it will be above that support bar going along the rim. Shine that's gone from that. If you look at the other end, it's a little bit shiny there. It's still a little bit heavy, but there you are. Nicely coloured up. So now we stick a bit of oil on it and we can mark up the barrel. Yep. Bits marked out there and there. So now we can get to drilling. We're going to use 8mm bar for the rivets. So I'm going to drill these out finally at 9mm to allow for the expansion. So let's get started. Just 5mm drill bit to start it off. Love sharp drill bits. Through. Right, so the way we're going to make the rivets is we're going to use some 8mm bar. We're going to take off the amount of section we need, but we're going to use that to form the heads. These little tools here, we're going to use probably this one, which is I can find which side it is. There we are. That side's 6mm bar, this side's 8mm. I'll have to find out how deep that is. Might be a bit too deep looking at it. Essentially we're going to use these. So you stick the bar in here nice and hot, it comes out about that far, and then you obviously hammer down the head, which will leave you with a nice body to it. Now in my ever-growing tool collection I've only got a 10mm, 8mm and 6mm, and one of these, which I can't remember how big that is. If this is too deep, then I will have to make a new one, which will be lovely. If not, actually, might be able to use this old thing, which I used to use for punching holes, but now I just use the Pritchard hole. Either one of these two are the good ones we're going to be using, and that'll be, I think, perfect for what we're doing. So we're going to use this old block here. Anyway, let's get to it. lucky. There we are. There's the second one. There we are. Now we can rivet in that handle, hopefully. Right, so unfortunately the riveting didn't go too well, as you probably saw. The tool worked perfectly, which I'm very pleased to say. I think the barrel was just a bit too flimsy for it, which is unfortunate. That one was just bolted in. But we've, because the head didn't form very much on the rivet, I managed to just essentially yank it out. So now I'm just going to cut the head off, and instead what we're going to do is grab some coach bolts and bolt them through, screw them on, and then tack weld onto the nuts on, so that it should hold onto there. It's not ideal, however we are a bit of a time crunch. It needs to be done by tomorrow. So yes, let's get to it. Alright, wonderful. Well, let's bolt those through. There we are. Those are all welded in. Won't be going anywhere. So now we've got to figure out a way to try and keep the lid open without the whole thing falling over, and also to try and figure out a way to keep it from rolling inside the frame itself. Right, so the idea I had to keep it from rolling, what I mean by rolling is you lift the lid up and then it slides underneath like this. It's having a bar and welding it across there like that, just sort of tack and tack at the other end. I quite like the length of that actually. This is just a scrap piece of metal. About 10mm, so I think we'll just cut another one of them. Have it on the other side, tack it in, and that's that problem sorted. 10mm, 18.5 inches. There. There we are. I'm just going to very quickly do the underside as well. Yeah, that should keep it from, well, keeps it from rolling. Now I've just got to keep it from falling backwards that way. Right, so I've had a potential idea. We've got this little piece of metal here, which is from the scrap bin. There's a nice twist in it. I was going to use this for a handrail, but I think it was either too long or had too many. Probably had too many. What I'll do is having this to go on the inside of the corner here, which can hold tight as there's a lip, and then having this piece forged down to almost like a rode iron, almost come back on itself and hook up, so it can hook down onto there like that, and that should hold it quite sturdy. I'll measure these, make sure it fits nicely, and it'll hold it there, which is the safest way that I can think of doing this. This kind of thing I was hoping for, kind of like a road iron sort of shape, a bit more blacksmithy, more stylish. So now we're going to go hopefully test it out, cool it off and test it out. Yeah. I just need to make it a little bit wider, but that's the kind of idea that we're going for. Just in there. That'll hold it nicely upward. Once we've got all that done, I can put a dab of oil on this little holdy thing. Around the first video for the barbecue, I did make the grills, and it was going to be a new video, an extra video, but I don't think it ever got posted. So the grills are done. So we are, what we're going to do now is paint up the barbecue. I'm going to burn off the galvanisation on the nuts and bolts because I quite like to leave the handle unpainted. And then once that's got its coat of paint on it, then we are going to clean up and oil up the grills. And then that's pretty much as we can do so far. The table's out there, the frame's out there. That's currently drying off. That's got its first coat of paint on the underside. The paint on top is all done, 2 coats of paint. I've just got one more coat of paint to do later, and then that's done. Once 2 coats of paint have been put on there, inside and out, with black heat-proof paint, spray paint, then that'll be done. And Bob's your uncle, and we can go deliver it. These are the grapes we made, and there's another one here. Yeah, so we'll just give this a quick wipe down and stick a little bit of oil on it, as you should. We're good to go. Get that one oiled up, and then should be, unless I've forgotten anything, on to painting. Right, so I've wrapped this up the best I can. I'm just about to start the spray painting. Right, so we've moved into the garage today because it's wet and we have no room in the workshop. We have done pretty well the outside, also done the top of it as well. We did this inside a few days ago when I probably shouldn't have, but it's done now. So we've got to do this side, which we're going to do first. When that's dry, then we're going to do one last coat on the inside, and then it should be done. I'm going to have a look for... Apparently we had some stainless steel small grills that went to the bottom to keep the coals off of the barbecue itself. I don't remember, but I'm going to have a look anyway. So yeah, let's get to it. Here we are. So I just finished the barbecue. There it is. All finished up. Got the grills inside the workshop. Those will be delivered as well. And all looking lovely on there. All looking lovely inside there. Really, really pleased. Won't roll over because of these as well. Those work brilliantly. Really, really, really pleased with how it's come out. And we're literally, today is the deadline and we're going to go and deliver it right now. That'll be it for this video. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to see some of the other stuff I make, my Etsy, my website, my social medias will all be down in the description below. So please go have a look, and I shall hopefully see you in the next one. Thank you ever so much. Bye bye. Here's it all opened up. This is the grill for the coals in here. That's what we've made to hold it up. And those are the grills on there. They're heavy to get in and out, so I'm not going to put them in. But yeah, really, really pleased.